After only 6 days, the war is over. Israelis feared the worst, and now they are filled with relief. The political geography of the region has dramatically changed. Israel now controls 3.5 times as much land as it had 6 days ago. Prime Minister Eshkol, who didn't want the war, governs 1.5 million Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza. But it is Jerusalem that is both the biggest prize and the thorniest issue. In Old Jerusalem, the Israelis feel they've liberated their ancient capital, and they are quick to make their presence known. The war ends at 6 p.m. That same night, the Israeli army begins to alter the city.
I start hearing noise coming up from the Agata quarter, and I see there are bulldozers, and they're starting to destroy houses. And in the morning, I get a better look. Half the quarter is destroyed.
For generations, Jews who wanted to pray at the Wailing Wall had to do so in a narrow alley. But now, Diane wants to remake this quarter into an open plaza that can hold thousands. The Wailing Wall is to be transformed from a religious site into a national symbol.
When I saw this destruction, there was a part of me that felt tremendous dread, that like a whole new problem was going to be created, a whole new problem.
But for the moment, Israelis are triumphant. Thousands go to Jerusalem to celebrate and give thanks. They feel they have been saved from destruction. Yet many want more than a short-term victory.
What would you like to see happen now? Would you like to see all the land that's been gained kept by Israel?
No, I would like to see peace.
Oh, I think there may be a chance for peace now with the Arabs, yes, of course.
We were in a state of shock those first few days. For the first time, people could visit Jerusalem and the territories. It was as if all politicians, from the right and left, and all the people, had taken a large dose of LSD, and we were flying.
While the Israelis are celebrating, the Palestinians are devastated. The rest of Palestine has fallen into Israeli hands.
I decided to cross the River Jordan. I had relatives in Nablus, in Jerusalem, in Ramallah. The people were not only shocked, it was more than shock. People were, as I told you, influenced, enticed by the propaganda war to feel that victory was at hand. To be defeated in such a humiliating way was something beyond anybody's imagination.
Almost immediately, the Israeli government begins to plan for peace. Israel offers to give back Sinai and the Golan in exchange for full peace with Egypt and Syria. It is willing to negotiate over the West Bank, but insists on keeping all of Jerusalem as Israel's capital.
Diane and Eshkol stated that they were willing to give a lot back for peace, and Diane said his famous line, that he's waiting for a telephone call from the Arabs. And the Arabs, instead of calling Diane, went to Khartoum.
1 month after the war, Arab leaders gathered for a meeting in Khartoum, Sudan, to deal with the aftermath of the war. In spite of his horrendous defeat, Nasser is still the undisputed leader of the Arab world. He rejects the land for peace concept promoted by the Soviets and the Americans as being tantamount to a surrender. Instead, the conference decides on the three no's: no recognition of Israel, no peace, and no negotiations. And all Arab states are to prepare for military action.